Hey guys, welcome back to another day of our PBL. I have this poem up here on a slide for you. It's a silly sounding poem that's called a tongue twister because it's hard to read because a lot of the sounds are so similar. So let's take a look at this poem. She sells seashells poem. She sells seashells by the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that the shells are seashore shells. Wow, I had to read that very slowly because I knew if I tried to go fast, I was going to mess up. Do you want me to try and go fast? I'll try it. She sells seashells by the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, I'm sure that the shells are seashell shells. Blah, blah, blah. That's what makes it be a tongue twister, is it's hard to say. But let's get back to this poem now. This poem, what was this poem about? Well, it's about a girl, selling seashells by the seashore. And the shells are seashore shells. Well, this poem was actually written about a real person. This poem is written about Mary Anning. Yeah, from our book Stone Girl, Bone Girl, the story of Mary Anning of Lyme Regis that we read yesterday. Okay, so I want to go straight over to our guiding questions anchor chart. These are our questions that we're going to focus on trying to find the answers to as we progress through this PBL. Let me move over to our guiding questions anchor chart. There it is. Okay, what do paleontologists do? That's what we're going to be trying to figure out and really understand as we move through this unit. And then also, how do characters respond to major events? That's another good one. So we're going to be reading a lot of stories, and I know you're writing a story right now too. So you're going to get to kind of learn how that happens so that then you can use it too in your writing. So Mary Anning was a real-life paleontologist, and this new book that we're reading, Stone Girl, Bone Girl, is going to help us learn more about what paleontologists do. Okay, so you've already watched the read aloud of the story, and so you're familiar with it. What was this story about? So it was about a girl. Oh, I'm backward. It was about a girl who looks for fossils and finds a giant sea monster fossil in a cliff. Why do you think this book is called Stone Girl, Bone Girl? Well, we know she looks for fossils, which are bones in the stone. Stone Girl, Bone Girl. We also heard a place in the story yesterday where some kids were teasing her. It wasn't very nice, and they were kind of calling her that as a name. Okay, so now I want to show you the rest of our learning target for today. I can answer questions about the book Stone Girl, Bone Girl using details and illustrations from the text. So today we're going to practice doing that, and we've already read the text one time and looked at the illustrations. So I chose some questions that aren't too difficult to answer. You shouldn't need to go back into the book. You're always welcome to go back into the book, but today the purpose of answering these questions, I wanted to teach you the best way to answer multiple choice questions. So like I said, these aren't going to be really tricky questions. We're going to practice our strategies today for answering multiple choice questions. So these are some strategies that I want you to know about. Okay. When you answer a multiple choice question, which is what I always have called it, but sometimes people call them selected response questions. When you answer those kinds of questions, the good news is the answer is there on the page. So you don't have to remember what the answer was. You just have to be able to find it on the page. The answer is there when you're doing selected response questions. The first thing you want to make sure you do is you want to read the question carefully, and then you want to try a strategy. And you can try more than one strategy. So here are some common strategies we want to use when we're answering selected response questions. Read the question and then cover up all the answer choices and see if you can think of the answer yourself. That way, when you uncover the answer choices, you probably will see the answer that you were thinking of right there on the page, and that'll help you pick the right one. Something else you always want to do is you want to read through each answer choice and think about what happened in the text. So sometimes kids have a tendency to read the first choice and they think, oh, that's it, that's the right answer. Well, it might be, but you should always keep going and read all the other choices, because sometimes this happens. Sometimes you get down to another answer choice and you go, oh, wait, this is the right answer. So now you've got two that you're thinking, oh, it could be this one. But wait, what if it's this one? So you want to always read them all, because there might be more than one that you think is right. Now, usually when you're answering selected response questions, there's one that you know is not right. It's silly. It's not, it doesn't even, it couldn't possibly be right. So when you come to those, it says cross out answer choices that you know are incorrect. Now, on paper, we do this. On the computer, we can't really cross out on a screen, right? But we can definitely say it's not that one and remind ourselves not to pick that one. You want to use details from the text to choose the best answer. And on paper, you would circle the whole answer. On a computer, we click in the circle that has the correct answer. So let me show you the multiple choice questions you're going to answer today. I've got them linked on a Google form. Okay, so Google Forms are great for multiple choice, because what you do is you read the question, and then you see these circles. When you decide which one it is, you just put a click in the box. See that? Okay, so let's take a look at this first question here. What is this story mostly about? Now, what we need to do is we need to read all three of these choices. Now, this one right here is not a choice, but these three are choices. What is this story mostly about? A girl who likes to watch the waves. Yeah, it's about a girl, and she did like to go down by the waves, so maybe that's a choice, but I'm not going to pick that one yet because I haven't read the others. A girl who likes to walk on the beach. Well, it is about a girl, and that girl does go walking on the beach, so maybe it's that one. Let's look at this one. A girl who likes to search for fossils. This is a story about a girl, and she does like to search for fossils. Gosh, it's kind of all three. So we have to go back and read that question again. What is this story mostly about? And we've got to go back to here. We've got to pick the one that the story is mostly about. And so you're going to pick that. You're going to pick the one you think that one's mostly about. Look at this second choice here. What big discovery does Mary Anning make? The first choice says the fossil of a sea monster, but we don't pick any choices till we've read them all. The fossil of a giant bat. There's a strategy that I would use right now. If I was using paper, I would cross it out. But I'm not using paper, so I'm just going to tell myself this is not the right answer, because that did not happen in the story. The fossil of a tiny duck. No, that didn't happen in the story. So see, now I can do what's called eliminate these two choices, because they're definitely not right. And then that leaves me with only one choice that's right. Now, come down here. What is the setting of the story? You're going to use those same strategies today, where you read all of the choices before you pick one. And then think about each one. And if one you know is definitely wrong, cross it out and see if you can get to where you maybe only have one or two and pick the one that is most right. Because sometimes, remember in the beginning here where I said that we had some, they all were kind of right because they're all about a girl, and that story was mostly about a girl. And then some of these elements were in the story. So you have to pick the one that is most right. So that's the final thing you're going to do today. And if you want to go back and listen to Stone Girl, Bone Girl again before you make your choices, I'm going to link the story again in this assignment. So you can go back and listen again if you want to do that before you answer your questions. Today, it's only going to let you answer these questions one time. So after it tells you the correct answer, you can't go back in and answer this Google form again, okay? You only get to do it one time, so go slowly, read all the questions and all the choices, all right? I know you're gonna nail this today, and I will see you back tomorrow. Bye.